Hello and welcome in the quick short tutorial about this continuous integration and continuous development and continuous deployment, and depending on whatever you guys wish to say when you say CIC, yeah, or CI/CD, or when they say code as infrastructure, but how about infrastructure as code? And just not to do a lot of philosophy, let's stick to some work now in order to explain what we will do today. It will be pretty much simple. Today's tutorial is about this continuous integration and continuous development, because we wish to have the places where we have development environment and then testing environment and then production environment for our little application or service or whatever we're building. So over the years, this noob and schmo who don't know a thing about anything, but I learned some of this stuff, and in order to keep this easy and simple, we will use PHP just to show how to manage these environments from one single shell. And for this purpose, we will call this tutorial CI/CD. So this will be the project name, therefore this will be the Git name as well, and this will be the name of this endpoint, let's say so. So to build this in the structure, we need to have this in place, nicely structured through the DNS and everything, in order to be able to determine which branch will be deployed in which environment. And to keep it simple, we will have it only 3 environments, development, and then user acceptance test, or just keep it as UAT, and prod or main production environment. So there, UAT is user tests environment, and as production environment. So this is regarding the Git. So for these branches, we need to have these shells or servers or EC2 instances, or all-in-one bare metal, or all-in-one virtual machine behind some firewall or bare metal, or I don't know. It can be various things, but in order to keep this simple, I did this. So it will be like this is now top level domain, and then let me make this a little bit bigger. So this will be the production shell, right? And then we will have let's start, since the order is important. Everything starting here, guys, in the development. This is the way the things are created, and then those things can be So from what we have so far, this is the so there, and then we merge to UAT, and then it will be into production. The thing here is that the dev shell where all is happening will contain the webhook as well. So it's like we produce the code in the dev shell, we commit, and when we push, this webhook will again take this code, but this time from the Git repository, regardless of exactly the same code is pushed from this shell, but this code will be redeployed in the dev shell. Why? In all standard scenarios like people do, you have some laptop or computer where developer is sitting behind, right? And then he do the code on his own. Blah blah. But in our case, we do everything directly in the dev shell. Why? Well, imagine that many people work on the same project. They can continue to work on their little whatever is their computer, and these projects are now, let's say like this, developer from his perspective is here. But when he push code in our dev shell, will be the webhook that will, deploy all of these into the dev shell. And over the years, I always do the stuff in the dev shell. I never drag the code on my laptop. It's simple the way how I do, and that's it. Later on, I back up these shells and no worries, man. I hope this sound is good and everything, because if not, I'm sorry. You will have to support me and get me some equipment like mics, and I don't know. I've been giving my best. So, let's recap this. Let's do actual work. Enough of blah blah yada yada. We will need to do some actual work, guys, and let me just check and prepare. Some shells, yeah. There is a lot of stuff to clean, but okay. Let's do this. So also, in order to explain the situation, I need little diagram here. So we have like Lyricum. What is Lyricum, guys? So Lyricum is just like my own built by my own hands data center in my home where I live. So I call it Lyricum. Lyricum contains the ISP device where I have some static IP addresses, and these static IP addresses are distributed across my environments like this. Let's say like this. Yeah, maybe to put some space behind it. So on the Lyricum, you see this is some environment that goes over to the let's say, my home production environment, where is my fridge, my TV, smart home, blah blah. And this one, let's say here, is my phone, my family, that is like, you know, wife, kids. In this part, let's say we have bare metal server with some Linux on it, and on this one is for there, and this one, another one is for production. So that's a lyrical in short. And why I'm explaining this? Well, because these shells will belong here into this network inside on one dumb machine, you'll see. So let's jump straight into it. I hope you like my domains. This is from the period of, you know, that was nice period of my life. I was running some nice people, and was doing some good and nice things. So this is our bare metal machine, and here we have some Nginx, and as I said, we need these configuration files for these environments. I was already make sure that the DNS records are in place, so let's check real quick. Is this propagated, because I'm behind some lazy ISP and I have to use their upstream DNS for some other reasons, but long story short, let's just check. tutcicd, dev.net, do we have this A record? Yes, A record is in place, my IP address is in here. Also, some people suggest, hey Anas, don't do this like this because you're exposing yourselves, blah blah blah. But no worries, my friend, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing this for 3 decades, and you know, there is stuff that I did that many of, let's say, these steering structure would like to get rid of. They tried really hard for many years, but they failed miserably. I have everything in logs, and but I'm not somebody who's blabbing around about the stuff I do. I just do, and then people recognize, and stick with me. So, long story short, here is our config. We will need to like create some, let's say, we will need to create some configuration for this service, because the DNS is in place. Let's say sudo touch tutcicd dev message.net.conf, because the Nginx requires you to have this conf as your file extension in order to consider it. So long story short, we created the file. Now we will configure the server, Nginx server for this with all security in place and everything, because stuff that we do, we are the pirate sec. We take care about the security for the pirates. Yeah, let's put it like this. To be honest, I'm proud of it. So are we, and here we do standard Nginx stuff, standard Nginx, so we say server, our server, and then Nginx is beautiful, guys. So then we have server name, yeah? And the server name is exactly as my little simple, keep it as business as usual naming convention, which say, you see how many flies we killed with the keep it simple? We have separated the development environment, we have separated the project in that development environment, and for sure each of these we can point to different IP later on, but I'm just poor noob from Bosnia, don't have money to pay a lunch or whatever, man. And also, important note, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I love to do this. Keep it simple. So important thing, as we say, this is bare metal, the edge or like machine that will receive these requests from the internet whenever somebody typed this address and come here. But the code is not in this machine. The code is on some other network and where we do development, because this is there. Yeah, everything is behind one single public, one wide area network IP, but internally, because I'm running some, I will show you clusters of Kubernetes where we will deploy these environments. But to keep it simple for this purpose, we will now just proxy pass this to some internal dev shell in dev environment, okay? So proxy pass to HTTP, because certificate will be on the bare metal machine, and then you will see the headers and everything however you do, so we don't need to touch this 168 internal network virtual machine in dev environment, which is 100 network, and this is the IP of that. So let's put it like this. Guys, many sleepless nights until I learned the trailing slash and without the trailing slash and where to use them and where not, and it is just trying to pass my experiences with you, so maybe somebody will find this useful and like, oh, thank you, will help me to debug my config or whatever. So the HTTP version here that we are going to use is this one, but we will see in the future what will happen. And then we have to set this host header. Host is actually the host, right? This is why I love the Nginx syntax. And let's just jump this line and put it like, we don't need these three. And you see I'm using V as main editor in my life. I don't need your VS Code, Microsoft proprietary piece of crap, anything. Thank you. I was on some competition where people had the task to do trillions of changes in hundreds of databases and files, and they was using various different plugins, VS Code, this, Microsoft that, Apple this, you know, but I finished the task and had the time to drink my coffee and smoke a cigarette until then. They finished the half of it my product didn't have errors, they had a lot of errors. Why? Because this is real, how you real work, the real IP to, let's say, this remote address that you guys are hitting. They're trying hard to destroy, but as I said, they can just leave the places that ladies want. Let me say like this. So we will have to forward that for. There is a lot of differences, guys. This forwarders for and forwarders each, and why, when, how, you need to know if you're building secure environments. If you're just doing some crap, then you don't need to care. Forward for the thing is, you need to write correctly your syntax. So it's forwarded for, and then the proxy add it's forwarded for. Okay. Then we need to X forward the scheme. You see, but this time is protocol for the scheme. We need to accept the gzip. At the beginning was difficult, but we need to enable the buffering. Why? We know that engine needs to be able to start transmission of the files, of required files for the downloads or interpreter of the browser. But we define them a little bit. Those buffers, because I'm pure and poor, how to say poor, then how much, so 60K should be size 60K. This should be nice. I will do like this. Then, my friend, we need to make this a little bit bigger screen, because now we will do some security, guys, which is important. People usually don't do this at all. Trust me. You will go on securityheaders.io, check your favorite company, favorite service provider, whoever you think is serious in this business, and you will see. You will see. We simply define the header like this. So we need this CSP, Content Security Policy. This is most important policy that we can have on this machine. So default source, it can be only self. Now we close it like this and close this like this. Then we again add another header, which is strict transport security. With max age. This is required for for the caching, guys, which is important. Let's put like 3153600. That should be 3 zeros should be enough here. 31560. Now the smart guys will know how much time is this. Because I don't have any certificates, schools, whatsoever, I was reading the manual pages, let's put it this way. Yeah. Self-taught about all of this, but doing this for 2 decades never got hacked. Never. They tried. They're trying even as I speak right now. I can show you the legs on this machine where we're typing this. You will see those guys who steering the society trying to get rid of me and my materials, but good luck. We didn't find the required skill set on your CV, so yeah, better luck next time. yeah, they didn't know to read properly, let's get back to work. So the content type, guys, the content type. What is content type and why this strict rule, which will be always, is important, where we tell them good to for all, no sniffing around. Then additional one, see how much effort we put in our endpoints, so developers don't need to worry. So explain, guys. Explain what what frame is, and then what X frame, and what I frame, and what frame set is. Before tell me that I don't have competency to talk about this. So we will say like this, the X-frame options, we will also be restricted about it. Always, my friend, always deny. Then these bad guys, these guys who steer the society, the governments and everybody, the universities, they protect us. And they tried to get rid of my materials by trying to inject some XSS attacks. But guys, you need to eat more of the pura. Pura, brate, jesti još more. Because I implement my little XSS protection. How? Like this, bro. Like this. I will block you. Always. See? Let's DDoS him. Let's try to, put a lot of traffic on it. Bring it on, because for them I have another header. Bring it on. Send your butts. I mean, guys, you need to eat a lot of more pura, yeah? Now, let's think about these features that your little browsers have. Which browser, bro, are you using? Oh, they're using Arch Linux. Oh, they're using Opera. Oh, they this guy is an Internet Explorer. Oh, this one is on Firefox. Ice browser or links. Maybe CRO. How about we get so since I don't know what type of browsers, guys, you will have and you will use in order to read and learn or to attack and destroy, or I don't know the intentions of the visitors. So some of the precautions has to be in place always. You know, I hope that I write clean and nice syntax without errors. We will see when we do Nginx -t. And last but not least, header. So my boy, accelerometer. What is this, man? Why you need to have this, you crazy guy? Blah blah yada yada. You just do your work, and I will do my work, because I like to teach people when I'm teaching them to build the secure environments, not some tutorial and tomorrow their computer is hacked. No, my friend. Gyroscope, framing. Why, since when we have the gyroscopes, the devices are magnetometers. These devices have magnetometers as well. Wow, what type of world we live in? The microphone. Well, the microphone can be specified in the permission passing on the payment, my money. Oh, the security is important, really important. The USB attached to your stuff as well. Well, let's finish like this. So the syntax should be clear, the double quote starting, and then put it, and then double quotes closed. You see, all of this is this. Why? What is JavaScript doing on? Where is used? How is used? No, but they know how to tell me, hey, let's look at the NASA. There is the pictures. I believe this is enough, guys. But I believe this is enough. This will be enough. Because we will run the third bit. Let me actually check. You see, line 4. So it's set new line 4. That is actually line 2. Yeah. Slash here. Now we will restart. Oh, we will need this SL Linux stuff. It's on. We will need to tell SL Linux what is what, but it is pretty much job done. Now we will just need to have the certificate and the stuff in place. So let me create these directories really quick. tutcicd, and let's make it like this. And here we will do our and we will somebody's on my phone pushing. We will check it later and we will stop it here, guys. Just so now we will run the just a sec. So in order for this to work, we need to tell the, SLNX that there is the website, that using HTTPD protocol and all of this, and we'll be on the, with the secured headers. So long story short, let me show you. System should be right content type under there, server. And then underneath whatever is below, whoops, no, we don't need this, we need just to jump on it. Sorry guys, this is not need to be done on the bare metal, this need to be done on the virtual machine where our code will be. So we don't need these directories as well. Sorry. I'm just human, I do the mistakes. Oh my god, people are consistent over my phone. I need to check what is it and we will continue later, but this not to be here, but sorry, just to check who is and what isn't. Leading. Oh my god, so they got hacked, but I don't care, man. Telling people that the security is important, that they need to do something about it, but they don't do nothing, and then they lost all the money, and then they sending me the messages, well, I'm good at, well, I don't know what to say, bro. Better luck next time. Oh, sorry. Welcome. So here we need tutcicd, and here we will create the URL key as well, and here we will create the production, and we need to tell us elements. Server tutcicd dev. Oh my god. Not like this, but like this noob. And then close them like this. And then once when we do this, we need to sudo this increasingly, because so you see we labeled it from unconfirmed object variable type to unconfirmed object that this variable is HTTP system because continue later. This guy got hacked and he's crying to, my help, but so we will stop here and continue. But here I also need to write the Nginx config and a lot of stuff, but we will continue next episode. So far so good.